Hey everybody, and welcome back to Misscliks Devotion. So, Olivia, all by herself,
I
decides
don't
to
want to die.
head out across the open land to the woods by the lake where this messenger is possibly meeting a bunch of mean, nasty, human-eating, elf-hating orcs.
So
Alone.
every 15 trees, I want to do a tiny, a little line of chalk with an arrow.
Sure, well let's first deal with you getting there.
Mhm.
Because you have
But
to
I mean,
cross open country all by yourself, which is not a difficult thing to do.
I'm still doing the chalk thing as I'm doing it. I'm just telling you.
Okay, once she gets like once she leaves 5 minutes out, I want to interrupt before you actually start rolling first.
Oh, all right. Well, then let's just do this first. So she's 5 minutes
Okay,
out the door. All
sure.
right. It's the.
Uh,
Go ahead.
you know, I just can't stand here and watch your poor girlfriend die, Helen. I'm gonna go follow her.
Well, I think that's the right thing to do, but who am I to tell you what to do?
All right. It seems dangerous, so Cascam, if you give us backup whenever you're off, that would be great. And try to get off a little bit early. I think our lives are a little bit more important than your artistic integrity.
Of course they are. We'll do our best.
Yeah, well, I start following 5 minutes out. I purposely want to stay out of sight of Olivia, though.
Okay.
I make sure before he leaves to give his handogram.
Oh, they're
I
affectionate
grab it
again.
and I hold her close. I'm going to try not to die out there.
Kellen is actually, no one notices, but the reason he's being so quiet and gruff is because he's got a little tear in his eye because Olivia didn't kiss him goodbye. And now he's worried that she's going to die without ever kissing him goodbye.
Oh, that's rough.
Really sad.
So off sets Ransom, following behind Olivia, 5 minutes back. And Olivia sets off across the open countryside as the sun begins to descend in the sky. I guess it's near its ending. You can see the forest off in the distance after a couple of hours. And see, actually not even a couple of hours. After like an hour, you begin to see the woods on the horizon that you know surround Moon Lake. Let's see, how tall are you, Olivia, and how tall are you, Ransom?
I am. Where do I find that?
Top of
6
your
foot.
character sheet. Under size. Below your name. On the right side.
Oh, I didn't write it. I just wrote slightly curvy. Sorry, I thought it was funny.
That's great, but I need a height for you. And a weight would be great too, eventually.
Yeah, we never got to that. Crap. She's probably not that tall.
I think the average female height is like 5'4", 5'6"? Maybe it's 5'6".
Let's make her
5'4" is the average height for an American woman.
Let's make her 5'2". She's kind of tiny.
Okay. So, Ransom, you end up catching up to her. You're 6 feet tall, she's 5'2". Your gait is significantly larger.
Is she holding a light source? Is it dark yet?
No, it's not dark yet. But you're headed off in this direction, and after, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, there's
I make sure to not get. I'm trying really hard not to get noticed by her. If I notice that I'm catching up, I drop off substantially. I'll just chill for 5 minutes.
Yeah, not a problem. You can dog behind her and keep her in view and then lose sight and then come around over a slight hill or beyond a hedge and catch sight of her again. So Olivia, you eventually make it to Moon Lake. You pass many villages on the way, but you're cutting across kind of open country since there's no trail that goes here. So you don't cross the paths of anyone in particular. By the time you get to Moon Lake, the sun is beginning to set far to the west. moderately dense forest here, but not a lot of undergrowth. Looks like this area is well managed by the people who live here. Now you're at the very edge of the woods. What do you do?
So I'm trying to find the location of the thingy. So let's see. Friend human gives keys of magic victory meet at House of Light on Lake of Moon when the big moon rises. So I'm assuming the big moon hasn't risen yet.
No, you can kind of like see
Yeah.
the very top of the moon starting to peek out over the horizon.
So I am at the Moon Lake.
You're at the forest around Moon Lake. You're not at the lake itself yet.
So I want to try to find like a lighthouse or anything that would make me think of House of Light. But like, I'm thinking of like broad spectrum, right? So I'm looking for any type of building, any type of like big light creating device, like that.
Sure.
Yeah, for me, I'm just looking for a lighthouse.
Right. But she is also, I mean, 5 minutes behind a person is not that difficult to be. So you probably have a line of sight to her, at least until she enters the woods. Once she gets within the cover of the trees, you're going to lose where she is pretty quickly.
That's fine. She's making a path with chalk, so
Yeah.
if the path is easy to follow, then I like just stay behind.
Cool.
The only thing I'm looking out for is the lighthouse. Is all that I'm saying. And Olivia.
All right, so Olivia, you enter. What you said, 15 trees?
Yeah, something like that. I'm trying to be discreet and I'm trying to just like do little arrows. Like not big arrows, like using my chuck, just like.
I'm not sure how discreet that's going to be.
I didn't
A
mean
chalk
by
arrow
that.
on a tree is a pretty
No,
obvious marking.
I didn't mean about the trees. I meant like moving around the.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's fine. So you make your way through the trees. After walking for maybe 15 minutes or so, like if you're going discreet, you're probably going a little more slowly. Walking for 20, 23 minutes, you come to the edge of a lake. The sun is significantly set by now. The horizon, which is kind of blocked by trees, is this nice wash of oranges and reds with a little bit of blue still overhead, just a smidge of blue. If you look out the other way towards the west, you can see a couple of stars in the sky and the moon rising. But now here you are at the edge of the lake, and you look left, you look right, and you don't see any lighthouses. Definitely none that are shining light at the moment.
Do I see anything that could be a lighthouse or that could be a house?
From where you are situated right now, there's just wilderness around. And since the sun is going down, you're in the twilight phase, so you can't really make out any structures along the edge of the lake. You probably could in daylight, at least nearby, but now that it's that kind of dim twilight time.
I'll keep going around the lake. I'm trying to find any kind of house nearby.
Clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
Okay. The lake is pretty big. It would probably take you a day to walk all the way around the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So how far are you going to go one way, or are you just going to keep going one way until you make it all the way around?
Trying to think if there's anything clever I can do. I don't think so.
Okay. So you go clockwise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you ping on the map where we are when she decides to go clockwise?
Sure, you guys are about there. Like, right there.
Okay. I don't suppose this would probably be a little bit obscure knowledge, but we should have looked this up. Do we happen to know of any lighthouses at Moon Lake?
No. I don't think any of you have ever been to Moon Lake before, so everything about this is new to you.
Okay.
All right. Olivia starts going clockwise around the lake, Ransom following shortly behind. And Olivia, within 15 minutes, you come across a small fishing village. There are a couple of people around. There's even one person still pulling his boat up onto the shore.
And
Village.
they're just humans?
Yeah, they're humans. It looks like this village is maybe 300 people strong-ish. Lots of little huts along the lakeside and a small, pitiful little dock that stretches out maybe 200 feet into the water.
Yeah, since the city seems pretty normal, right? Nothing should scare me off.
Yeah, it seems fairly
So
fine.
I'm just gonna head towards the fishing village and try to go talk to someone who looks semi-responsible.
Sure, there's this guy pulling his boat up onto the shore, and you step out of the woods and approach him. He hears you coming and looks around, seeing oh, you're a human, you're not an elf. Do you have any armor on? Do you wear chainmail?
I have a top of chainmail, but not like limbs.
Right.
And I probably have like a cloak on top of it, so I'm not sure like how like warrior-y I look.
Yeah, but if you're walking, the cloak is open in front of you for ease of movement. So he sees you coming with this chainmail weapon at your side, and takes a few steps back and kind of puts his hands in the air and says, "Hey there, ma'am.
Hi,
What's the,
I'm Olivia. Nice to meet you." And then I like try to go for like a handshake.
He lets down his guard and reaches out for your hand. "Nice to meet you. Sorry, you spooked me there with the weapons and armor and everything."
Yeah, I'm maybe a little bit over cautious, but you know, a girl walking alone, I don't feel so safe. I don't like it.
That's a wise thing to do.
Yeah, you know, around these parts, things can get treacherous.
Mhm.
I heard of bad things. You know, I heard about this dragon over there. I even heard of some orcs. I'm pretty nervous around here.
Well, what are you doing out here at the lake by yourself at night?
Well, it may be crazy and a little bit stupid, but a couple days ago, I met this guy. And you know, we had a really good time, and he told me that I should really meet him around this lake. And I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be headed. He talked about the light, and it seemed like a riddle, and I'm kind of guessing it was the lighthouse that he wanted to meet at.
By the old lighthouse. Hold on. You came all the way out here to meet a guy at a semi-vague place on the lake at night? And by the old lighthouse? Look, lady,
No,
I don't mean to
I
tell you your
wouldn't
business,
go
but don't go there. That place is creepy, and it's far away from any form of civilization. I think that guy
he
means
may
to
be
mug you or
dangerous.
worse.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, don't
Let's
go find him.
Like, it didn't seem creepy when you said it, but now that you're saying that this lighthouse is creepy, I should
It's an
probably
old abandoned lighthouse near a village that burned down. I wouldn't go there. It's like 4 miles from anything. Why don't you come in? You can have dinner with me and my wife and hang out with us. It's getting kind of late. We got a spare room. Our kids are all grown up, so you can stay with us tonight, and we'll set you off in the right direction in the morning.
That's so nice of you, but I kind of want to look around. I want to see this town. I've never been like so far off from my city, but if you're okay, can I come back a little bit later tonight? I'll find something for dinner.
Sure. Well, you see that building over there?
Mhm.
The one with the arched doorway? Well, that's my house. So
Okay.
just swing on by if you need a place to stay tonight. This is the village of Moonshine.
Yeah, that's a
Not the
beautiful
liquor, because you can see the moon shining off the lake.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You know, like it seems so crazy and romantic. You like think about it, like the lake, Moonshine Village, the lighthouse. But apparently, it's just a creepy old lighthouse. You said it was like 4 miles away, right?
Yeah, if you go take the lake the other direction, that way, anti-clockwise, and there's gonna be like a slight peninsula that sticks part way out. The old lighthouse is built up there. It's only, I don't know, 20 feet tall or so. The rest of
Yeah,
the
I
village burned
definitely-
down. It just stayed because
Yeah.
it was stone.
Won't be going that way. That seems like a horrible direction.
Mhm.
So I'll keep walking that other way.
This is the point where Ransom kind of shows up. You don't have to enter the conversation, but you get to the tree line and you can see Olivia having this conversation with this guy.
Oh, cool. I'll stay at the tree line.
Well, if you do happen to see any guy named Bruno, you can tell him I'll be around this town tonight and not at the lighthouse.
Well, if a stranger comes by, I'll certainly ask their name for you.
Yeah, thank you. And you can, like, if you see that he's shady, maybe don't even tell him I'm staying here. If your
That's a
judgment
wise
says,
idea.
If your judgment says it's a bad person, just I'll trust you. You
I mean,
seem
if
like
you were a
wise-
little younger, I might expect some kids running off to the lighthouse, but a woman your age shouldn't be. Someone inviting you out there is just a little. You're not a
I'm so
teenager anymore.
disappointed. I thought I
Yeah.
had a cool guy with a romantic.
No. A spooky place.
All right. Well, I'll just enjoy the sunset, and I'll be back a little bit later.
I figure she's asking for direction, so I want to make sure that if she doubles back, she doesn't notice me. So I go a bit away, since I imagine she'd remark the arrow if she decides to go the other way.
Sure. So Jen, you.
I'm going to the lighthouse.
Oh yeah, you are. All right, you turn around and head right back. Now there's a bunch of
Well,
arrows
like,
on
at least-
trees.
I'll at least walk to the direction he was pointing. Like, he was telling me not to go that way, so I'll at least, like, walk away in the direction I said I would, and then I'm like...
Yeah. It's not too hard. He pulls his boat maybe
Yeah.
10 feet on shore and then walks over to his house, which is 20 feet away, and
What was his
that's
name?
it. He didn't give you his... He probably would have introduced himself. His name is Leon.
Leon.
Yes.
So I guess if nothing happens tonight, at least I have a place to sleep at.
Yeah. So you head back the other way. How do you deal with the chalk markings on the
I'll
trees?
just leave it there, actually. I'll just do a... let me think. What should I do? Yeah, I guess I'll point to the other directions. Yeah, it's...
So one arrow going this way, and then below it, a different arrow going the other way?
Well, I try to erase it a bit, and then
Okay.
there's water next to me, so I can probably just put cloth in it and be like, "Perp, perp."
Okay, sure. You erase some of the chalk marks, make some new arrows, and head back the other direction. An hour and a half, maybe 2 hours later, the moon has risen, and you find yourself very near to this big, creepy lighthouse. There's definitely signs of a fire here. All the trees are a lot smaller. Fire must have been not too long ago, because you can still just see the younger trees around, and there's some old burned out trees everywhere. And out at the end of this peninsula is this 20-foot high stone tower. One side of it is completely blackened. And here you are, alone in the woods, near a creepy lighthouse.
And I don't see any movement.
Nope.
Can you explain how the lighthouse is? Is it just a bunch of rocks? Is it a straight up house?
No, it's just a tower that goes up 20 feet. It's maybe 10 feet across at most, so it's not a very big thing. It's circular. The staircase must be on the inside, because you don't see a staircase on the outside. And it has little wooden... Not roof. I guess there's no roof on it. The wooden roof would have burned down, so no roof.
Do I hear anything?
Just the crickets, the occasional bird.
Would I so considering how I'm positioned, do I suspect that if there were people chatting, I would hear them, or am I thinking oh, I'm just too far?
You would be too. If people were in the lighthouse, they could very well be talking, and you wouldn't be able to hear them. I'm going to say you're 200 feet away.
So it seems really quiet, right? No movement, no nothing.
Yep.
Alright, I'll just try to slowly approach, ideally staying in shadows if there's anything such as shadows.
At this point, the sun is completely set. It's all shadows.
Yeah, I'm trying not to go straight up in the light, hey everybody,
Right.
I'm here.
Okay. So you walk closer and closer until you are at the very edge of the lighthouse. You're touching the wall.
And I don't hear anything.
It's quiet.
Let me see how Horizon works. Can I make a little noise or something with the horizon?
Maybe. It says you can make very small, obviously magical illusions.
Mm,
So you could probably make a bit of noise, but you could also pick up a rock and throw it. Or throw a branch. Twig.
yeah, alright. I'll just pick up a rock and throw it really far in a different direction.
Okay.
On the door. Yeah, I'll throw it on the door.
Okay, so you circle around to the side where the door is. You find the door. It is actually open when you see it.
Oh, well, I don't
Right.
throw the rock in the door.
Yeah, the door is facing the lake.
Then I think I'll just camp here, to be honest.
Inside that
Like,
building or outside?
No, outside.
Okay.
Like, with the vision on the door, because I figured, like, if someone's in there, he's gonna come out, and if nobody's in there, someone's gonna show up.
So let's take a look at the map for a sec. Scroll down a little bit. So you're just like south of the Wrathwood. We're going to draw on that space. So we have a lake. Oops, get the right watercolor. There's like a lake over here. Actually, it's a peninsula. It should be the other way. The lake is... Come here, Blue. Come here. Like this. With water all over this area, right? And you've got a stone lighthouse. Ooh, God, that's too hard to see. I'm just gonna draw it in purple. There's like a stone lighthouse here, with a doorway right there.
Alright, so I guess I'm just here.
Okay, so you're like at the edge of the water,
Okay.
looking.
Yeah, well, like, if there's coverage or, like, woods, I'd probably try to, like, hide in there.
There's not. It's like lighthouse, maybe 20 feet, 30 feet, and then water. And that whole expanse of land is open. There's a few small trees, but nothing that would give you cover.
And there's nothing nearby I can hide?
No, all the cover was burned away, it looks like. The lighthouse is the only real cover around.
Seriously, like, there's a top floor to the lighthouse?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Do I know how to climb? Alright, I'll throw a rock in the lighthouse thing, and then kind of try to, like, run away a bit to see if someone comes out.
So where
Am
do you
I able to see the lighthouse from... I'm hiding in the tree line?
Yeah, so you're following behind her. So you would probably have come across the lighthouse by now.
Actually, you know what?
Hmm.
We said that I know how to speak Orcish, right?
I don't know, is it on your character sheet?
Uh-huh.
Then you do.
So I will say in Orcish. Is anyone here? I am friend human.
A person steps out of the lighthouse and starts kind
I'm
of
gonna
looking
die. I didn't think someone would come out. Sorry.
Someone steps out and starts looking around. They immediately spot you. And you spot them.
I approach them. Are they an orc or a human?
It's a human.
Is
You
it
mean-
the messenger?
Yes, it's the messenger. You recognize him right away.
Oh.
He
Does he
cocks
speak
his head to the
Orcish?
side as you approach.
That's awesome.
And then he says, "Aren't you the one of the girls that was back at Lord Permar's house?"
I was indeed. I was playing a role for Lord Parmer. If that makes any sense to you.
He shrugs.
He sent me as backup. He seemed worried that something would go wrong, and he asked me to go check out some things.
Okay. Sure. You want to come inside and wait? They haven't shown up yet.
Yeah, sure. Have you been here for long?
Hour or two.
Nah, not too bad.
So the two of you.
How has your day been? Yeah, I'm starting like super casual conversation. Like everything's normal.
Little nervous.
You've never dealt with them before?
Shakes his head. Just the once.
You speak Orcish, I hope.
No.
Oh, that's why you were worried. I bet that's why Parmar sent me. Probably thought about it. He's like, I think he's a pretty nice boss, to be honest.
I'm sure he's nicer to you than he is to me.
Yeah, I think he kind of fell for my charm. You know, I don't know if you noticed how he acts around me, but it's kind of special.
Well, yeah, you were pretty recognizable to me too.
Yeah, is it my hair?
Yeah, it's the way that it's the bangs. It's the bangs and the armor.
Oh, it's the armor.
The bangs and the armor.
Do you have any armor?
No. I was a little worried about bringing weapons or armor. They're orcs and all. I didn't really want to piss them off or make them.
They're gonna be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I wanted to. I was afraid that if I brought weapons or armor, they might be ready for a fight or something. So I just came without anything.
Yeah, now you're almost making me doubt. Maybe I should go like drop my armor off somewhere.
We're gonna pause and flip back to Ransom. Ransom, you see the lighthouse.
Did I see Olivia go in, or is it too dark?
You probably saw Olivia on the side when she was like creeping around, and looking for rocks to throw in, and then not throwing in a rock, and then.
I'd be able to hear if like a fight broke out, right, from here?
Right, you'd be able to hear a fight, but you can't hear any conversation. You're about 100 feet away from the lighthouse.
That's fine, I'll chill from here.
Okay.
Would I be able to see like a figure came out of the lighthouse?
No, the door's on the opposite side of the lighthouse.
Oh, could I see like if someone were to come into view from
Oh yeah, if they
lighthouse?
came around either way, you would see them. And you can tell that there's not much on the other side of the lighthouse. They would have to make there's nowhere to go except around towards you. So you can see someone when they leave, but, in the doorway you wouldn't be able to spot them.
Do I think I'm well hidden here? Or would it be better to climb a tree or something?
You're not too well hidden. I mean, you're only hidden well because it's nighttime and you're in the woods, but you don't have any solid cover around you. You could find, if you go further back away from the peninsula, you can find some nice trees to climb, but the ones here are all very young, or burned out. Neither one are great for climbing.
Okay, do I think from back there I'd be able to still see the lighthouse?
Probably not.
Okay, well then I'll stay over here and keep eye on the lighthouse.
Sure. You can make yourself small on the ground near a burned out tree and have at least some cover from one direction. So back to Olivia. You and this guy are making conversation.
Yeah.
Eventually you find out his name is Pletus.
Cletus. Okay.
Anna doesn't
His
seem
name
to
is
like
what?
that. Pletus.
How do you spell that?
Pleatus.
Okay.
You don't like
So-
my name?
I find it somewhat distasteful. I will not lie.
Distasteful?
I mean, just like the word does
Oh,
not
okay.
please me.
Okay. Yeah, I can get behind that. It's an awkward name.
I just feel sorry for him. Like, who wants to be called Pletus? Like, Pleat for short. What's up, Pleat? Pleat. Pletus. Close the door, Pletus.
He's a great
I
guy.
love you, Pletus.
Anyway, Olivia, you're talking to Pletus.
Yeah, I'm thinking of dropping off my armor, to be honest.
He's going to become a major character in the storyline now, just so you have to talk to him all the time, Anna.
Ugh.
Except if I kill him. But I won't. I'll just go drop off my armor.
Where do you drop it off?
I guess at the last, like right after the last arrow, I'll put my armor neatly.
So you
at the
start,
bottom of the
you
tree.
come out, start walking back. Trump, you see her walking out and walking straight towards you.
Removing my
she
armor.
doesn't see you because you're
I'm
crouched
doing
down
it
and it's
super-
dark.
I'm doing it super casually, by the way, because I think my cover story's pretty good. So my character is like, you know what? If they show up, I'll just be like, I was respectful. I didn't want you to like think I was offensive.
Right,
So I
right,
was
right.
just taking off my armor. Like it's pretty good.
So Ransom, what do you
Camp orc all the way right now.
Ransom, what do you
Staying
do?
hidden. Staying hidden. Hopefully she doesn't notice me.
Well, she's walking right in your direction.
It's pretty unlucky.
Well, you're like right next to one of the trees with the arrow marked, right? Because you're following the tree, and they're like, oh, there's a lighthouse.
I mean,
well, I'll
I
get some
want to
cover.
not
and-
stay under a tree with an arrow, for what it's worth.
Why would you do that? That makes no sense. You're not expecting me to come back.
No, I mean, that's the same thing I did last time, because I imagined that if you were to continue, you would go through an arrow and remark it. So it's consistent.
Okay. So you can be a little off. Olivia, why don't you make me a perception check at -4 for the darkness to see if you notice Ransom when you go to put your armor down near him. You totally spot him. He's got a little cover. He's kind of hiding behind some things, but maybe it's a slight jingle. Maybe he steps on a twig or something. But you kind of look and spot him on the side. Ransom, she clearly spots you.
So I'm removing my armor and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? What's wrong with you?
I wanted to make sure you had some backup.
That's cool. Alright, so I have a plan. I found this dude. I found the messenger. He's in the lighthouse waiting for the orcs. He's got the package, the keys for the orcs. Right now he thinks I'm the superior planted by Lord Parmer because I speak orcish, so I'm supervising the operation. So we have two options. Either we get rid of this guy and keep the package and then deliver it to the orcs, or not. Or I can just supervise the mission, let him deliver the keys to the package, and let him go back really casually, and then we can figure out what we do.
I think you should take the package and run.
But then how
Or
are
you
we
can
gonna
try to
get-
convince him to give you the package, whichever. Because the package is probably the evidence.
You think it's gonna be enough?
I hope so. And I don't think it would be a good idea if the orcs got the keys to defeating the town.
I have an idea. I'm gonna command him to follow me, and then we will just tie him up and bring him back as our proof.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna go back to the messenger.
You find him standing in
Yeah.
place. Do you have your armor on still?
No, I removed it.
Okay.
I'm
So,
gonna
Olivia,
yes. Oh god.
how's your husband feel about the work you do?
Oh, that's not my real husband.
No?
It was all a fake story.
So you're not married then? Does your
Nah.
how does your boyfriend feel about you having a fake husband and going on dangerous missions to talk to orcs?
Oh, I don't have an husband.
No, but how does your boyfriend feel about you having a fake husband?
Oh. I don't think he likes it, but I mean, I do what I want. I'm a strong woman.
Yeah, definitely.
I take a few steps back and I want to cast Command Follow.
Okay. You speak.
Well, wait, would follow work, or could he attack me if I cast follow? I'm not sure. Like, do people get single-minded when, let's say, I say Command Follow, or is he like one-track-minded?
No,
or
he must follow you.
But like, would he start attacking me while following me, or do they multitask, or do they just like do what you said?
They have to do what you said. The question of whether or not they can attack you while following you is an interesting one.
All right, Command Obey. Here you go, easy peasy. What? No,
That doesn't really work. It's a single command. Obey and then becomes like a multi-step command thing. It's one
Yeah,
word.
today. Could I command surrender? Would it mean
Surrender
that
would work. They would
then he can
disarm themselves and let you, take their weapons and stuff away, but it wouldn't make him follow you.
But like, if I like grab him by the hand, would he like willingly follow me as a surrender? Or
Sure,
is
he would be surrendered to you for 1 minute.
That's long enough to drag him out.
Yep.
All right, I cast command surrender.
Okay. I don't think he gets a saving throw. Nope.
Yeah.
He has to have 13 intelligence or higher. Unfortunately, Pledis only has 6 intelligence.
Oh god, he's
So-
really stupid.
He's quite stupid. So he immediately kind of steps back, drops his stuff to the ground, puts his hands behind his head, and looks at you going, I don't know why you're making me do this. I thought we were on the same side.
You are therefore under arrest by the authority of Kel Bell.
Oh, God.
I must command you to follow me up to her, Kel, and come with my fellow guardian. I am sorry this is happening to you because you were really sympathetic. Well, you were kind of a nice guy, but you don't have to follow me here. So I grab all of his stuff, and I kind of like, come on.
Okay, you poke him out of the building. Ransom,
Then I
you...
start talking about like my fellow soldier comrade, Ransom, that we're gonna meet with. My backup soldier.
So
Okay.
you start walking through the woods towards
I have
Ransom.
everything, by the way. And I'm like, you have handed me the package, correct?
Yeah, the package is in the bag.
Alright, so I grab the package, I look at it, and I'm like, good, we have everything. I've been following this mission for such a while. You're actually like a blessing in disguise. I'm really sorry it's happening to you. I'll put it in my brief. You know what? I'll put it in my brief. I'll find a way to testify for you.
You make it to Ransom.
Oh, I've got rope waiting.
Oh, you don't need to tie him up. He's abiding by the law. It's okay. We'll put it in the report, fellow soldier Ransom. You
Are
know,
you
of Our Lady Kelbell.
Are you sure, Olivia?
Yes.
In my
yes.
experience, tying up prisoners is generally a good idea.
Can I get perception checks at minus... no, can I just get perception checks from both of you, please?
We need to leave.
She says now that she has to roll a perception check.
Yeah.
Fail. Pass.
Nice.
You, Ransom, hear the crunching of heavy boots through forest floor, and kind of the distant guttural sounds of an orc speaking in its native tongue.
We need to get the fuck out.
Shh, there's an orc coming!
Let's get the fuck out. So can we start leaving, like, pretty quickly?
If you want to start exiting, you can.
Yeah, I'd like to start exiting.
Are we gonna lead this guy?
No, he's bringing... Like, I'm holding him by the end. Let's just go.
Okay,
No
let's go.
hesitation.
Let's go. I put the rope away, and we'll just start walking.
Not towards the noise, Neil. Not
Well,
like-
you guys are on a peninsula,
Yeah.
so the orcs come up the peninsula, and you have to come down the peninsula. So the only exit is in their direction.
So can we just go deeper? Like, in the other way? There's no other way?
Well, so you see this peninsula right here?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's what it's like. You've got this kind of mass that comes out here, and there's the lighthouse up on this end, and the path that you guys came was along the coast here, and you're hearing orcs coming from somewhere over here. So if you want to leave, you have to go in the direction that they're coming.
What about over there?
This is all water. This is all water.
And
Can
we go
is
in
there a
the
way to hide down here? It's common knowledge that orcs have dark vision, right?
That sounds familiar. Yeah,
Yeah,
orcs
I
can
would
see in the
think so.
night.
Yeah, can we hide like in the almost in the water? Like
If you guys want to go into the water, you can go in the water.
I'd say let's go in the water. Let's just make sure the package doesn't get wet.
So the two of you go into the water with your prisoner. As you,
I tell him if he makes any noise, it will make his sentence much more severe.
As you get
Or
closer to
I
the
should
water,
say,
he digs in his heels.
If
and
you
says,
make any noise, I'm going to slit your throat.
I can't swim.
I'll hold on to me. I know how to swim. No worries. You know, soldiers, they know how to swim.
What are you doing about your armor, Olivia?
I'll. Can I?
The orcs are getting closer.
All right.
Well, my plan is just to have my head over water. I don't know how to swim either.
Like, let me just. I want to clarify. It's not about orcs getting over, but like, can't I just like hold on to like the thingy?
What thingy?
Right.
Well, like there must be ground like next to the water. Like,
Yeah, it's not like you walk in the water and it's immediately 1,000-foot drop off.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, can't I have my armor and just like be hidden?
Yeah, you
behind
can,
the
but you
rock?
don't have your armor on. It's, over there, and you guys are going with this guy, and then, the orcs are coming, and you don't have your
Okay,
armor, and it would take a while to
then
put it on
I-
and
I
everything.
Yeah, I'll leave my armor. It's okay.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
I
leave
mean,
your
I'm
armor
just-
behind?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys make it into the water, crouching down. The orcs do not hear you, and you are able to slowly move through the water with just your heads above it along the coastline. You do see a band of maybe 10 orcs approach the lighthouse and enter. There's not room for all 10 in there, but one of them goes in, then comes back out. You can distantly
hear
hear them
them?
speaking. One of them saying something to the effect of the puny humans are not here. The other one saying they're late. We'll make them pay when they show up. Then talk of animals that they've killed and the glory to be gained by destroying the humans, and then you guys are too far to hear the rest of the conversation. And sure enough, you're able to slip your way down the peninsula and out through the edge of the forest. And let's go back to the other people in the party who are back at the house. So dinner time comes, and Lord Permar asks you to play for him. He is all alone by himself in this house. There's a nice big table set out. It's set for maybe 12 people, but there's only food put down where he is, on his spot. But it's the whole thing, that the servants come out and properly, give the bow and plate the food, and everything is very formal. But it's just him and the two of you and a hand servant nearby to get whatever he wants whenever he wants, and then the separate people who bring the dishes and then head back into the kitchen. And what are you guys doing?
I think we play, but we play our normal songs at just a tiny clip faster than normal that kind of makes you feel like you're in a hurry,
Mm-hmm.
Not noticeably we're rushing through our songs, but I'm definitely trying to make him feel a sense of do it and move on.
And I play at the speed Kellen plays at.
Okay. All right. He eats his food. The servants bring desserts. He wolfs them down. Looks up at you guys. Can I get some music playing checks from you?
Charisma, right?
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. He looks up at the two of you and says, "Today is an important day. You may not know it. But when you're, I guess you wouldn't be older, you're elves and all that, but one day you'll look back and you'll realize what an important day today was."
It is an important day because we are honored to play for the likes of you. And I bow unconvincingly.
I like a performer that knows their place in society. Too many upstarts these days thinking that they can have it all, that you can be born one class and die another.
As I'm playing my ocarina, I cringe under, but he can't see me because I'm playing under it. And I'm just
It's good for you. Good. why don't you play a couple more sets while I let everything settle, and then we'll call it a night. Looks like my regulars won't be back for a little while longer, so you might, if you're willing, stay a few more days.
Thank you, my liege.
And I curtsy as well.
Excellent.
I signal to. Oh, go ahead.
Maybe something a little happier.
I signaled to Kess that I want to do an improv set, and I like clap out a beat that's peppy, and then I improv a song that explores like day-to-day fun times with friends, but always comes back to a chorus that's like, but it's better than I'm alone. It's better than I'm alone. Just by myself and so alone. I'm better off alone. So alone, so alone. I'm all alone.
I love that. He nods along with you, and at the end of the song goes, "What do you call that song?"
I call it Lord Paramore's Ode to Being Alone.
That Lord Paramore must be a good guy to have you write a song about him, but he's on to something. Being by yourself is a lot more done. I miss my late wife. I really do, but so much more efficient without her.
Efficiency. Yeah, efficiency is really important in life.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
I mean, like, whoever just looks at a table of empty seats and feels sad, like, who does that?
Yeah, more food for yourself.
Yeah. Well, let's hear it one more time, he says, and he sits back, puts down his book, and just kind of watches the show as you guys play it again.
Better off alone.
Better off alone, so alone, so alone. Yeah.
Right. Well, I think that's it for tonight then. Good evening. And he
Good evening.
exits.
As soon as he, like, I'm like looking all relaxed, and as soon as he exits, I'm like packing up the hurdy-gurdy, like running. I go and like just throw my instruments in my room and then sneak out with Kess.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, Kess, come on, come on.
And I rush out as well.
All right, you guys grab your gear and you head out into the wilderness. It's not very wild. It's mostly farmland. And you set out in the direction of what you're pretty damn sure is Moon Lake. It's after dark right now, but you know where the North Star is, and you can kind of, the lake is going this way, and you know that the forest is over there, and that's probably the right way. So you set out. Can I get, who wants to lead the way?
Actually, you're probably leading the way, I would assume, because of
Because I'm freaking out.
over girlfriend.
All right, give me a perception check at -5, Kellen, to see if you can make it to move, get yourself on the right road, on the right track.
Okay. At minus what?
At -5, because it's dark outside. Very dark. I mean, there's a full moon. I guess it's not that dark, but it's still nighttime. Perfect.
Still good.
You are on the right path. And maybe
You led the way.
maybe an
Don't I
hour
have some
later.
sort of like night vision too?
Yes, you do, but it only extends like 90 feet. As you're on this small little trail heading in that direction, who should you see coming your way but Olivia and Ransom
And
the messenger from earlier.
Cletus.
Cletus.
I run to Olivia, like I run to her arms and I sweep her off her feet by her waist, and I'm like kissing her face.
Whoa! We're on the work duty right now, fellow Lord Kel agent. We have this guard what the fuck is his name? This how do we say it? Crap. Messenger. Yes, messenger. You remember that we saw on our mission for Lord Kel. We must return him so that he can testify, and we also have the package that we have been tracking for months. Let's go at last to Lord Kel's place right away.
Oh, roleplay. That's sexy. I get it.
I like wink at him like as soon as like nobody's looking. I'm like,
Now that we
Yeah,
have
I
all
nod-
the
I nod
guards
my
in
head
here,
at
shouldn't
Ransom.
we open the package and confirm its contents?
Ah.
All right, let's open it.
The whole party together. You open.
I'm acting super cool as it's like I know what's in there. I'm like, of course.
There is a detailed map of a village, or a town actually, with a circle around a building. And then there's also a crude, hand-drawn, crappy map of a building and a key.
Oh, the key that
Yes, the key to victory, of course.
yeah, of course, the victory key. Good job, fellow soldier.
Well, to victory, you know.
Oh, I guess the map of the town is a nice map. It would have a bridge light written across it in a nice big arc.
Is this building circled on the map?
There is a
It's
building
in-
circled on the map.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap things up and hail to Lord Keller at last.
Hey, it's an all-night journey for you guys to Bridge Light, but you make it there.
Well, is that where we come from?
That's where Kel Bell is.
It's
Oh,
an
so
all-night journey
Because
because
straight up, like,
That's not all. I guess it's 14 miles, so it'll be like a 4-hour journey. I guess
so
it's
the
not all night.
map is leading to Kel.
The map is just of Bridge Light, the town. I thought that's where you were headed. I thought you said that's where you're going.
No, I mean we're going back to Kel.
To Kel Bell's place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is in Bridge Light.
Oh wow.
So
I
it's
mentioned Cass and Kellen, so you two have gotten off work, right?
well,
whoa.
if this journey's
The power is fluctuating in my house.
Oh crap.
uh-oh.
The stream
Uh-oh.
might die, but keep going. But it might die.
Whoa, that was crazy. I saw it behind you. Don't die, Neil.
You guys are
Stay
back.
alive.
Let me find it.
As you said, you guys are off duty. I'm like, you guys are back on duty though, because we have this prisoner to bring back to Lord Kel. So duty's back on. No free time here.
But we're supposed to check in the morning at the remote location, and if we are found to not check in, we may be in trouble.
I think that if we hurry, we should be okay. I think the main mission must be completed. The
You two can pull an
mission-
all-nighter, right?
How is Neil wearing his headset that far away from his computer? That's
It's got like a
amazing.
20-something foot cable on it. It's just so I can do this.
I thought
Wow.
he wasn't listening anymore.
No, totally listening.
All right, so let's
I want
complete
one
our
of those.
main mission. Then, if we can complete our side objective.
I'm just really worried about not checking in where I'm supposed to be, and I don't think I'm gonna have time.
You know what? Go back to your undercover mission, and we can go back to Cal, and we'll meet you at your undercover location.
Is that all right with you,
Of course. we'll be
soldier
fine.
boss, commander of my heart?
I think this is a perfectly fine way to keep both our cover and complete our mission. This is optimal. Let's go for it.
Yes, commander. I salute.
Okay.
And then I nod at Kess. Is Kess coming with me?
I nod and I follow with Kellen.
So Kess and Kellen go back to Lord Permar's house, while Olivia and Ransom
Yeah.
take Cletus to Bridgelight to talk to
Lord.
Kel Bell.
Yeah, Cal.
Cletus.
All right, so it's like 15 miles or so to Bridgelight. You can do that in about 4 hours, maybe a little bit longer since it's nighttime and you're probably not walking as fast.
So they'll be back on time, right? Before like the.
Oh, definitely. They'll get back and then they'll go to bed and they'll wake up and no one will know that they're.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I mean, it would have seemed like maybe they went out to the tavern for a
Yeah.
drink.
That's so normal.
So normal.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, Olivia and Ransom, you find yourself in Bridgelight some hours later. The whole town is lit up with these beautiful, like, they look like circular or spherical paper lanterns.
Bullshit.
Just kind of like decorating all over the place, hanging in trees, hanging over here, sitting on this. The whole town is lit up with little pretty lights everywhere. And you walk in and quickly find Kel Bell's home, her fortified house.
Yeah.
Knock on the door, and a servant answers.
I
Looks
would
at
like
you.
to request a meeting with Cal Bell. I have something that she has been looking for.
I'm sorry, the lady is unavailable for tonight. Why don't you see her tomorrow at the performance?
This is urgent.
I believe that if you just go tell her about this, she would definitely be interested.
And what should I be telling her? What is this?
You can tell her that the favor she asked from us has been duly completed and that we are here to complete our mission.
I'm sure she has asked many things of many people. Who are you? Who should I tell her is calling?
Kess and Kellen.
Olivia, Kess, and Kellen.
Olivia, Kess, and Kellen.
Yes.
No, just Kess and Kellen will do.
Aren't there 3 of you? Is that Olivia, Kess, and Kellen?
Yeah, please, Olivia, Kess, and Kellen.
Fine.
The servant shuts the door, leaving you guys outside in the cold. And 10 minutes later, not even 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later, the knight steps outside with the servant, looks over, sees the 2 of you, says, Where are the others? Where are the elves? Did the elves get eaten by orcs?
No, they are still undercover, at the playing music. But we are here with proof that you asked.
Who's this guy?
Can we enter the premise?
It's a good idea. They let you in the house.
Okay. So we get in, and then I'm gonna do my best to tell the whole story. Feel free to step
You
in.
explain the story, you lay out the maps. She lets you know that the building that is circled on the map is hers, and the crude hand-drawn map is a map of her house.
And I show the key, and I say, like, that was the paper that we took out from the fire.
She has a servant try the key. It works on her door.
Yeah. And I'm like, so this is the messenger that was here. He can testify. So I think we have completed our mission. And as I'm telling the story, I do talk about the moment where I left my armor for the good of the mission.
She nods and says, Well, I surely hope you can retrieve your armor. Good armor's hard to come by. This is better than I could even expected. You brought back a witness and evidence. And you continued the subterfuge.
Yes, nobody will know it didn't work out, actually. The orcs, I can guarantee you, just believe the human that didn't show up and are really pissed about the human, and the Lord still believes that we're playing music for him. Everything's fine. The
Well,
orcs may be mad at him, though.
keep your cover up. Good job. She whispers something to one of her servants, who trots off and comes back a little bit later with a big fat bag of gold, and just kind of hands it over to you.
If it's not too much, may I ask for a way to get some chainmail armor back?
There
It was
is
quite expensive. It took me a while to save that much money. I'd really appreciate getting some chainmail back.
She nods. If you cannot get it yourself, there is a bonus in there that should be more than enough to compensate you for your armor.
Ah, thank you so much. It's really appreciated. It was, well, it was quite a pleasure working with you. We just wish that we could have, shown off her music at the festival.
Well, Bridgelight and the whole kingdom, to a lesser extent, appreciate the work that you've done here for us. You are quite professional. If you're ever in a situation, if you're ever looking for work, please come by me. I can always use skillful people.
Right. So you're gonna send the militia or the army to arrest this guy before he comes knocking with orcs, right?
She nods slowly. If the orcs don't know that he has double-crossed them, that buys us plenty of time. She looks at the messenger, but I'm sure he'll be expecting you back tonight. He might already be missing you.
Orcs can get pretty violent and mad, though. If he was even late, he could have gotten in trouble.
Well, She looks to her servant and says, round up my household guard. We will walk back with Olivia and Ransom and Pleiades here and arrest him tonight. Or probably in the morning when the sun comes up by the time we get there.
So, considering that I detected he was evil and this character is a Kel, I'm gonna assume this person is like good, right? Like my character wouldn't have any idea to like suspect this character of being evil, more evil. Than
Which character? The
Kel.
knight?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think the knight's evil?
So far, she seems really good, but
Awesome.
at least chaotic. Chaotic good, let's say.
Should check her anyways.
Let me see.
You never know. She could be like double crossing something and then even worse.
Let's see.
Because Neil wouldn't do that to us, would he?
Yeah, it's. I don't have.
Never. Such a nice guy. I would never, ever have anyone double cross you.
It's okay. We got our. How much?
Because you got the messenger way too easily.
It wasn't that easy. We were like sneaky. And he was stupid.
Okay.
He just should have picked a better messenger. He got a shit one.
Kel Bell arms up with her household guard, which includes one other knight and maybe 20 foot soldiers.
Wow.
Wait, did you check her out yet? Are you going to or no?
No. I have no reason to suspect her. I don't see why I'd like break the trust with a little charm.
And you guys head back to the little village where the other party is. You get there as the sun is coming up. I guess Kess and Kellen, you're probably just being woken up by the servants, or waking up. You probably don't get woken up by the servants. Being brought downstairs for breakfast when there's a pounding on the front door. One of the servants.
Immediately look at Kellen.
One of the servants opens it up, or you see someone go, and then there's all this noise. There's the sound of yelling, people being pushed around at a very high volume. Someone asking, "Where is Lord Permar?" And then you hear the sound of footsteps on the staircase and doors being battered down, and it's all the sounds of combat and chaos.
Yeah. Can I like leave this group and try to look for my friends?
Yeah, you can find them in the kitchen very
All
easily.
right, then you know where I go, Neil?
Yep, I know where you go.
I don't look for my friends. I'm gonna go look for the magical item.
I also made sure me and Colin packed all our bags up and have like everything ready, kind of in a stack, ready to go.
Right. Okay.
My magical item dream is real.
So Olivia follows up the staircase. The knight and a couple of her men go all the way down to the door at the end. You come right to the study door. There's a couple of soldiers standing around you too. You go to open the door, but it's locked.
Can I force it?
Sure, give me an open doors check. That's a D20 plus your open doors skill, and you want to roll a 21 or higher.
Oh, it's not that bad. The dream is alive.
There you go. You give one solid
Yeah.
kick, and the door busts off its hinges and topples in. Some of the soldiers look to you confused, but then again, you were the person who brought this information back, so they think you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm like, we must find Lord Parvar. Quick, look into every room, every trap.
A couple of them come into this room with you. You're going to need a new detect magic spell to figure out where it is.
Okay.
But you didn't have any time to memorize spells because you've been walking all night long.
Right. It's okay. I should know about where it was, no?
Sure. What are you looking for?
Well, what was the shape like? Is it like small, big, like
Small,
is it,
rectangular?
Like, that small, like a book? Or more like a ring?
Like a book.
Yeah, so I'm looking for like anything that looks fancy like a book or a ring.
There are a lot of books. There's personal study. There's lots of little notebooks and larger books and tomes, and There's papers and there's all sorts of things in here.
Anything stands out to me oh, I know. I have 3 orisons left. I cast orison to detect what emanates magic.
Can you?
Da-da-da-da.
Does
Yeah.
orison detect magic?
Yes, I read. It doesn't say like which type. It just says that something is. Let me look. Oh
By
my
the-
god.
By
Yeah.
the way, I forgot to ask. Yesterday was our first day when we first got our spells, right? Technically.
Magic sense.
I don't remember, but you recently got spells. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, like, did we get to learn another spell?
Oh, yeah, you-
yesterday?
Definitely. You could have memorized one spell for the day.
Okay.
Oh.
Um,
All right. I don't know I don't know.
Magic sense. If there is a persistent spell effect or magical item within 10 yards, the priest feels a recognizable tingle or sensation of some kind. We have no way to determine what item or spell may have caused the reaction. Yeah, there's definitely something magical nearby.
I have learned detect magic then as my second spell. So can I go in here? And
If you don't know that there's a magic item in here, but if you did, you could cast the spell.
Okay.
Someone
I
would need to tell you about it, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Are you even with me?
I don't know. When you guys bust upstairs, I guess we follow along, right? Where are you, Ransom?
So they bust in. She goes straight upstairs looking for the magical stuff. Doesn't even come to find you. Ransom, what do you do when you first bust into the house?
I go to make sure that Kess is safe.
All right,
so I go
so-
to the female dormitory. The female's guest quarters.
Right. So you head upstairs. You go to the dormitory. The doors are closed, but there's no one in here. You open the door. The room's empty. Meanwhile, Kess and Kellen, you hear all this commotion and people bursting in and knocking around and that sort of thing.
I'll go and shout when Kess is in here. Kess, where are you?
You
I
hear
don't
that?
think I hear him from where I'm at, do I?
Maybe. He's shouting throughout the house. There's a lot of commotion going on, but what do you two do when people first start busting open doors and rummaging through the building?
I immediately go out into the hallway and I'm like, what could that be? I have no idea.
What's going on out here?
Right. You definitely hear Ransom yelling for Kess then when he comes can't find you in the room, and the party all meets up. You see Jen looking, I guess you probably don't see her, she's in the room, but eventually she comes downstairs and the whole party...
Well, I wouldn't stop looking for my thingy. Like, I won't give up like with such
All right,
speed.
you're still there. The rest of the party gets together then.
Like, I would start a process of elimination. Like, I'd pick a book that tickles my fancy and be like, is this the tickle? No, it's not the tickle. Okay, what about this one?
Well, I go check on Olivia then because I know I hear her, so like I know Kellen would want to know if she's okay, so I go up there and check.
You find Olivia ransacking a room.
And I'm like,
Olivia, what's going on?
the tingle. There's a magic item here. I'm feeling the tingle and I can't find it. I must find it. Quick, help me eliminate the tingles.
So I just happened to focus on it. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, what could this magical item be? And I think really hard and focus on it. And can I use detect magic?
You can.
Okay, I use detect magic.
You find a magical aura emanating from the lower drawer on the right side of the desk.
So I go over to the desk and I look down at it and I'm like,
Do you feel the tingle? Do you
it's
feel the
locked.
tingle?
It's
I
locked.
see. It's right here. I
Open
see
it.
the aura.
Open it.
Is there a key anywhere around? I searched the desk for a key.
Mm-mm.
Just
I look at the door. Is it something that locks from the outside or the inside?
No, there's clearly a little lock on the door.
Is there anything hard on the desk I can grab to break it open?
Aren't you a bard?
I'm
Don't you have
looking around.
lock picking skills?
I have pickpocket. Seems.
Lock pick?
I mean to the study, Neil.
Oh, the door to the study. Well, the study door is broken and lying on the ground. It's got kicked off its hinges.
I searched
But-
the desk. Do I see anything like a candle, like
Can we just
metal
straight
thing,
up
or anything at all? Light, a lamp, anything?
There is a candelabra in the corner that's big and heavy that you might be able to bash the desk down with. But while you guys are like clearly looking for this room and trying to find something, the night comes out. her hands around Lord Permar's, which have been shackled together, and she looks into the room at you guys, searching the room, and there's books all over the place, and she gives you a look and says, "What are you doing?"
We're looking for more evidence. We have reason to believe that something more incriminating is in this.
What's your reason?
We kind of detected an aura.
An aura?
I'm a cleric. I detect auras. It's telling me, like, I have a feeling, a vision that something may be around here in this room.
Men, help them with whatever, and then bring whatever it is to me.
I followed Kess, but a little while after, but I just walked in when Olivia was saying, "Do you feel the tingle? Do you feel the tingle?" I walk in the door and say, "I feel the tingle." I just go up and hold her hand and help her.
Good. I'm like, okay, so I whisper, we need to get the magical item in this thing and make them think that something else was the thing we were looking for.
I rummage through my belongings. Do I have anything? I don't have anything.
For like a personal diary of this guy while trying to get someone else to open the thing.
Right, the soldiers come through and they, use some swords as levers and, move the desk around and try and kick it from the outside while pulling it from the front side. And eventually they break the lock on the desk. It's only a desk drawer. It's not that strong.
So
I immediately grab whatever the aura is out, and then
it's a scroll, a nice big long scroll that's been rolled up.
Was there anything else in
Nope,
that thing?
just a scroll.
Oh. And then I guess I start opening the other, desk drawers, trying to like.
The other ones are all unlocked. You've already searched through them. There's things in there, but there's
take a look at it with Olivia. Can I read what's on the scroll?
No, it's all written in the language of magic.
Oh.
But as you start to look for it, one of the foot soldiers says, I'm under orders to bring this evidence directly to her ladyship.
Well, I don't think that's the evidence we were looking for. I think we need to keep looking. Look,
Well, keep looking. I'll take this to her then, he says as he reaches for the scroll.
I don't let him grab it from me. I don't think this is what we were...
I'm still looking for the aura. I thought it was there, but obviously it's not this because it's not even readable. I'm looking for his journal. I feel that it must be somewhere here.
Okay. Keep looking then. Why don't you hand that over to me?
I've got this. Don't worry about it. And I tell him to stand off. In a polite way, like a friendly way.
He nods slowly at you and disappears. Or, walks out of the room. A few minutes later, though...
Neil, can I swap?
I give it to Olivia.
So I have also like paper and stuff that I bought. Can I straight up like roll one into the same shape that the other one was in and like just swap that?
You could. There's other scrolls around in the room.
Oh yeah, we just swap scrolls.
Yeah, we swapped the scrolls, and
I put the other one in my panties. They'll never find it here.
The knight comes back in and is like, I heard there was some trouble over some evidence. They broke open the cupboard and you wouldn't give them the scroll in there?
Hand over the scroll. It's fine.
No, it was just nothing that I picked out of the drawer. We're still looking for the actual item, but here
you said it was the only thing that was in that drawer.
Yeah, it was.
No, there was, I hand it to him. Or I hand it to her.
She takes it and unrolls it.
It's
scans
not that. It must not be that.
This was in a locked drawer?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It was nothing worth handing over.
Maybe it's a decoy. Maybe it's something else. Maybe I missed something.
She tucks it in her belt and says, well, I'll take it anyway. Walton, Willis, stay with these two. If they need anything else, make it happen for them. I must return. The festival is about to start. So, good luck. If you'd wish to come and watch the finals of the performance, it's tonight.
Who's playing against who?
I don't know. We haven't gotten to the finals yet.
Oh. Are Koibu's chorus still in the running?
Yes, they were quite good. Their Gregorian chant is on par, right on point. I've rarely heard something so good.
What about Secundus?
Secundus.
You got under their charm as well, haven't you?
They are a fantastic band. I can understand why the two of you are jealous of them.
We're not jealous.
Hmm.
We're
We're not
suspicious.
jealous. We told you something was up with them. You weren't supposed to listen.
Didn't they pref-
You don't need to defend yourself. It's hard to compete with that sort of talent in the world. It makes you question why you should even practice. I met a swordsman like that once. Anywho, come down for the finals.
All right,
If
let's
you
go
can.
to the finals.
And once she leaves, I looked to Olivia and I whispered to her, I feel like this has backfired on us.
What is?
Well, Secundus is still in there, and she's under their charm. And
Well-
we dropped out of this for what?
And we just got 100 gold.
No, 200 gold.
200, well, 150 gold plus a replacement chainmail.
I kind of look a little dejected.
That's a lot of gold. I've never
Lot of
had so
gold.
much in my entire life.
Lots of gold.
You
But
know what we can buy with
that
that?
is a big start for us.
New instruments. We have a favor from nobility.
What's it going to matter if they'll cheat all the time? How do we compete with cheaters?
Well, let's go disrupt their show.
Well, if my theory is right, they should disrupt themselves soon, since their repeat performance should not be as amazing.
Yeah, let's just go see. Keep looking for evidence. Maybe we'll denounce them too tonight. Who knows?
I hope so. I look over at Kellen.
Kellen's like just kind of like moping in a corner. And he's like,
Come on, babe. We'll find a way to get some attention on the band.
I just don't want to look like, I mean, if we're supposed to be banned, like, did we just like sneak in because we so badly wanted to see Secundus or whatever?
Yeah.
How about we just start playing like nearby, like just outside, gather a crowd, make
I
our
don't
own
think
show.
so. That makes us look even worse. We're outside trying to steal the performance.
We're the rebellious band that got kicked out because they broke some stuff. We're the crazy band
I
that
don't know.
arrested a terrible person.
Maybe. Like, I'm unsure.
Anyone can listen to bands. You'd have good reason to.
How
We're all
about
artists
we
here.
go ask Kel one last favor to let us at least like open the finals? Say we were disqualified, but we're in your good graces now, so that she lets us do a spotlight.
Well, that is what she said she would do. She would clear us after we had wrapped this up.
Yeah, let's just go ask for that one last favor.
We'll get you performing yet at this battle.
Can
Okay.
we go do that?
Sure, you guys head back to Bridgelight, but why don't we take a break and we'll come back with the story of the finals on the other side of our break. Bye-bye, everyone.